So this is my last Airbnb. I'm staying at in Costa Rica. It's been a couple of weeks since I last recorded anything, and in those couple of weeks I was just kind of, I don't know, I just didn't really feel the need to record. I think I got a lot what I wanted to say out in the beginning, and then in the middle of this period was just kind of this, that was the microwave, this kind of lull, if you will, and then now it's kind of wrapping things up. It's Thursday right now, and then I'm leaving back to San Francisco on Sunday, and so effectively this is the last Airbnb I'll be staying at. And I would have to say, like, this is also probably like the best Airbnb I've been at. It's on like the 11th floor. It's very comfortable here. So you have this nice living room, and then the bedroom is over there, so it's a little separate. I think it kind of made me realize that, oh, I kind of actually want a bedroom in my apartment. That seems like a good idea. I don't like the bed and the kitchen to be in the same room. Anyways, I think my time here was relatively productive. I'll probably make another one when I reach the airport hotel, because I assume I'll have thoughts during then. But right now, a thought I had recently was just, I feel like I'm very distant from people at the moment. I feel that, you know, I haven't had that many quality interactions in a while. Like while I'm here, I've been on a lot of dates, and those were really fun, but I don't know, I feel like I haven't made any connections here, and like, why should I? I don't speak Spanish. And yeah, I think I'm just kind of looking for something more reliable, something more dependent. Even the friends I had back in like college and high school, it seems like it's all worlds apart, because it is, you know, like it's all like one flight away from Costa Rica. Well, actually it's 2 flights technically, because there aren't any direct flights from San Jose to San Francisco. And yeah, so I don't know, it all feels so far apart, and as a result it makes me feel far apart, and I don't really know. I feel that on one hand I like really want connection, right? On the other hand, it's like I propel myself in my life in situations where it becomes harder to form connections. Being here this far away, it's both liberating and it sucks, in the sense that I feel like I have no weights here. I can be anyone I want to be. I can pretend like I'm someone I am not, and then there's no gaze that kind of like holds me to a certain personality. On the other hand, it's like, you know, there's nothing that really keeps me here, in the same way that there wasn't anything keeping me in San Francisco. But I think being here makes me realize that I actually really like San Francisco. Like, even though I don't have that many friends there, like the culture of the city is something I really resonate with, and I think it's the closest I felt to home in a city, if you will. Like, I didn't really feel like I was home in Philadelphia. I didn't really feel like I was home in New York. But San Francisco truly feels very comfortable to me, and so I think I'm going to start building out some connection when I get back to San Francisco. I know I said I wouldn't, because I'm doing my MBA in, you know, 2 years, but I don't know, it just, oh my god, it's gonna drive me insane. 1 second. Okay, so we're back. Yeah, so I feel like when I get back to San Francisco, number one, I kind of want to live somewhere away from the financial district. Part of this is just me coping by the fact that I have a car, and I realized I actually didn't really need it that much. So I wanted to live somewhere far away to justify my purchase, basically. And also the rent is a lot cheaper if you go, you know, further away from the city center. It's also a lot cleaner and a lot less crowded and a lot less noisy. So That's something I like. But I also kind of need somewhere that's kind of near park so I can run while I train for my marathon. Anyways, so I was thinking, even though I kind of told myself I wouldn't try to build anything in San Francisco, I realized that I actually kind of do want to build something. I still have 2 years left in San Francisco, and I don't think it's enough to just be there, you know? Like, I'll probably also like study for the CFA and like GMAT eventually, but for now I don't really want to do that at the moment. I kind of just want to hunker down, make music, stuff like that, and yeah, wait, did I turn on the stove? Yeah. So, I don't know, it's like, it seems like everyone I used to be close to is kind of just moving on in their own direction, which is, you know, completely true because they're living their own life in another city, and so am I. But I have this like profound thought when I was in Iceland. It was just like the idea that we're all in our own journeys, right? And sometimes our path and someone else's path intersects for a little bit, and we kind of like walk this path in our journey together, but eventually the paths diverge again, and then we walk our own separate journeys again. And this is just true among everyone, you know, like we're all in this kind of like linear path on our own, but sometimes it like intersects with someone else, and then it separates again. And I think it's just like so universal. I had this like profound realization of the universality of this experience of just like togetherness and then separation and then togetherness and separation, and the cycle that is. And with some people you kind of walk the same path longer than others. Like for example, I went to college in New York with a lot of my high school friends, and so like they stick around like longer than I would say like most high school friends. But at the end of the day, I still moved to SF, and there isn't really anyone following me there. So that's that. I also realized I gained a lot of weight here in Costa Rica. This is another topic. I picked up a sugar and drinking habit, and I don't really want to take that when I get back to SF. You know, there's just, I don't know. I miss like good groceries, to be honest. More fresh food. And there, you can find it in San Jose. It's just like a little far away from me, and I don't have a car, so it's hard to get. And yeah, I don't know. I definitely have a takeaway from all of this experience. I'm just not sure what the takeaway is yet. I feel changed. I feel like I want slightly different things now, but I'm not entirely sure what is it exactly I want. And I'm not sure how to kind of resolve this dissonance. Like all these thoughts I have, like just because I have them doesn't mean that they're solved. You know, just because I can articulate them doesn't mean that the problems themselves are solved. And that's kind of a conundrum right now. It's like I can articulate the situation, but I don't really know how to ask the right questions. I don't know how to find the answer because I'm not really sure exactly what I'm looking for, you know. And that's just the situation at the moment. And yeah, right now I'm kind of just running out of food in my refrigerator, so I probably need to make a grocery run at some point, even though there's only like 2 days left, but we'll see. I'm overall just kind of wishing that my life took a different direction, to be honest. I am here and I'm grateful for the fact that I'm here, but I wish I wasn't like this. You know what I mean? Like, I wish my life was just filled with more happiness, you know? And like with all these like people I've met here, right? It seems like life is not great for them either, you know, like feelings of togetherness, community, like it's also not inherent, you know, in other places. And I would say in cities in general, people are just kind of like lonely because, you know, there's a lot of people there, people are cliquey, you know, and it's hard to like make friends and stuff like that. And I realize that these problems are so universal, you know, like, and it affects like all types of people, you know, it affects rich people, poor people, like it affects people of like all races, it affects people of different, like even just like things like different levels of like prettiness, you know, and different levels of like social aptitude. Like it's so universal, just like this isolation that you kind of feel in cities when you didn't grow up into it, you know, when you kind of just got plopped into here and then are left to fend on your own. So yeah, I don't know what to make of all of this, but I think it's just, I kind of just realized the universality of just people being unhappy. Like I've always been unhappy, and I kind of knew that people were also unhappy-ish. Like I don't know, like I feel like all the people around me are very happy, which is like really interesting. Like all of my friends are very happy except me, so I'm just kind of like weird out of that. And I kind of realized like being here that, oh yeah, there are like more unhappy people, you know, and but things like, even with these unhappy people, right, like I don't feel like I relate to them that well, you know, like it's not the unhappiness that is my core personality traits. It's like I am my personality despite my unhappiness, if that makes sense. Yeah, anyways, I get this is like all like very, you know, incoherent because it's just like me thinking about things, but that's just kind of where things are at the moment. Anyways.